Hey, this is Jason Kincaid. We're at TechCrunch Disrupt, and I have David Karp, who is the CEO and founder of Tumblr. Thank you for joining us
Thank you
today.
for having me.
You just got off stage doing a talk on scaling, my understanding is. So we'll probably get back to that in a moment. First off, I want to tell you that I walked your dog briefly just a few days ago. I went over to TechCrunch, or to Tumblr's office.
I hope he was behaved, yeah.
He was very well, but actually he literally slept through almost everything we did,
That's
even
awesome.
when we shined bright lights in his
He's so freaking lazy. I've never seen a puppy that didn't want to move before. He's just like the most tired, laid back dude.
He was awesome. All right,
good.
So the viewers right now, they probably want something a little more newsworthy. My understanding is that you guys are launching a new feature, a new Tumblr directory, right?
We are. If everything goes according to plan, in the next couple hours we'll be pushing a new Tumblr directory, which is something we've always tried to get right and we've tried a lot of different recipes for. Discovery on Tumblr is something that I think happens sort of endemically in a lot of the features that spread information and kind of awareness of blogs around. Exactly, and that's where most new follows come from, is just content that moves around Tumblr that clues you into things that you didn't realize were there. And early on, that's how we found pretty much everything on Tumblr ourselves. So there were too many people signing up to really look at each one, but all of a sudden something would show up in your dashboard that you've never seen before.
So what was the directory up until this point, and what's going to change
You know what, we've gone through so many different iterations. So one version that people might remember is the Tumblrity directory, which was really pulled from the sort of totally crowdsourced, like self-organizing directory model, where we basically say, okay, everybody tag yourselves and then we'll rank you based on like the popularity of your blogs. The issue with anything like that, and as we found in a few different versions of the directories that were more gameable, is that if it's gameable, if there are any sort of rules that can push you up to the top, people will find ways to game it. And that's okay sometimes, but it definitely doesn't select for the most interesting people. So what we're doing now is something that's it's sort of split into two pieces. One is something that algorithmically finds people that are sort of targeted to you or recommended for you. That's something that's harder to game because it's much more black box, much more ambiguous.
Is that based on the way they've tagged their posts, or are you actually looking at the post content?
No, that's looked at all sorts of different things. Okay. So I mean, as an example, like we're looking at everything from people that, of posts that you like, other people that like those posts, I mean, we collect so much data that we've barely started to use yet, so we're just now starting to kind of use that in clever ways to do things along the lines of suggesting content or making recommendations for you. But that's half of it. The other half is going to be what we're launching today, which is a sort of editorial spotlight on some of the things that really stand out, the people that are really unique, really original, that we want to make sure get the attention that they deserve.
So you have a team of people now who are basically looking out for great content to feature on the
we have a team of people who are kind of orchestrating all of that, but honestly we depend on the community tremendously to actually help us really find these people that are doing the most interesting stuff. And there's just so much more stuff than our team of like 30 people can even be aware of day to day now.
And this is coming out today, right, in the next few hours?
Yes, that's right.
Okay, so let's touch briefly on the scaling stuff that you just spoke about on stage. So obviously Tumblr has recently had some issues as far as massive growth, some downtime, some issues there. Have we seen, is the worst over, or is it still you guys, I don't want to say in troubled waters?
No, certainly. I mean, so this is something that we obviously obsess over. I will say that if you look at the last 9 months, basically, which is at the beginning of when we started to see some of our first performance issues, and this is after 4.5 years and 3 years of really pretty solid stability and what looked like impressive growth at the time, and has now been totally shadowed by the last few months. But if you look at the last 9 months, you can see where we started to dip. We started to hit some like rocky months as we were growing much faster. I mean, several orders faster than we were expecting to grow. We had a major outage in December that took the site offline for a day. Absolutely gut-wrenching experience for us. And since then, it's been a really quick slope back up, and as we now have been coming back to several nines of uptime.
And you guys have done a lot of hiring around this, right?
So that's the real thing, and the reason that I'm kind of confident in saying, yeah, regardless of whether or not we're never going to go down again, which is impossible. But the big thing that I can say is our company and our team has really grown up from what we were even just 6 months ago. And in fact, in the last 6 months, we doubled the size of our team, right? So I mean, that's the biggest indication. Most of those have been engineers. The size of our engineering team has quadrupled in the last, I think, 4 or 5 months.
Oh, wow.
And if you look, since December when we had the big outage, that's when we had 2 new guys join the team, and since then, again, we're up to more than a dozen engineers today, and just as each of those guys come onto the team, you can just watch as our uptime and performance.
Each time.
Absolutely, and we need more, and there are huge challenges ahead of us, but I can say we're moving faster than we ever have, and we're building an extraordinary engineering team to support all of the scale, and it's up to us to keep up with it now. So
awesome. Well, congratulations on your success.
Thank you.
And thank you for joining us today.
I really appreciate it. Thank you.